Hi there, welcome to another educational video documenting my Web3 expeditions. This is an interesting video about Kaito. It's going to be very short and will intimate you of something I found out that is very important. So you may have been yapping about different projects featured on Kaito and not earn yaps. Now that's discouraging for many, but there is something encouraging. It doesn't mean that you are not on the leaderboard and being ranked for mindshare. So there is Yapper mindshare category, and you may be on this leaderboard yet not earn yaps. They are distinct. Okay, now that means that you can actually earn an airdrop or rewards from projects even if you have not earned yaps, which has been the case. I've not earned many yaps, but for example, initial airdrop, I didn't I didn't qualify for the testnet portion of the airdrop, but I got a small allocation on the Kaito Yapper side. And that also applies for a few other projects, just a small allocation. So I wonder, I've not earned yaps really. How come I still am eligible for a small sized airdrop on the basis of my yaps? The reason is mindshare. So I cover Lombard, actively, and I noticed that I'm here on the leaderboard, even though I've not earned yaps specifically for my coverage of Lombard. So if you go to the 7-day category, I'm suddenly appearing here, amongst the top 100. No, this is the leader. I mean, the top 100 category. Let me see where I'm positioned. Wow, quite lowly ranked. Okay, so I'm 51. Okay, and you see some specifications here that will give you a gist of on perhaps what the Kaito AI is looking for in terms of ranking posts. So you see it says casual versus hardcore, and my category is I think 50% hardcore, 50% casual. Now I don't know why it puts me in the category of shit poster versus curator. My posts are my original posts and stuff like that. So there is some issue there that needs to be worked on. Copy paste versus creative, it also gives me almost 50-50. I don't know why that is. But I've changed my strategy with respect to content. Many of my posts have links and all that. I'm experimenting for a period without links. Now, interestingly, AIXBT, which is a bot, is here. And, well, it's referencing it as hardcore, perhaps because of frequency. Okay, then, so frequency may be a factor there. Okay, so we have similar stats, me and AIXBT, which is a bot. The only difference is that it's considered more of a hardcore. So likely because of frequency there. Now, at the top area, you will see here the topmost person is also categorized as casual versus hardcore. But in this category, to take number 1 place, he's considered a curator. So, I would have to look at the type of post of this user, likely lengthy threads or something like that. You'll see he doesn't have many followers, but has, quite a number of smart followers. But, that's not the criteria entirely, because Crypto Bull, which is ranked second, is having only 15 smart followers and 922 regular followers. Also, okay, considered a hardcore user. This category is 50-50 and more copy paste. So I'm going to look at these two accounts. I'll cover what my findings in another video. Let me see if I can find this user very quickly. I don't even think it's a verified account. Okay, it's a verified account. Follows me, interestingly. Okay, so let's look at this user as well. This will turn out very insightful even for me. But where we are headed with this is that you may not know it, but many projects are now having like airdrops, rewards for yappers, and there's a category dedicated to that here. And Lombard has 1 to 5 million reward pool. Starting December, tracking has been since December 1 through 2024 through 2025 December 2, and this is a large bulk of rewards. So they've set out a minimum of 1 million to reward the uppers. This can be as high as 5 million. That's a huge bulk of reward. Now, I may not earn YAPs and be discouraged. Meanwhile, I will likely be eligible for a portion of these rewards on the basis of my stance in the mindshare category. So who knows, and that may also apply here, because here they are giving away, for example, 10k USD per month to top 50 yappers on their leaderboard. I may feel that, because I'm not earning yaps, I'm not actually amongst the top 50. Meanwhile, I just may have been. So, and this applies also to Airdrop proper. There are many pre-TG projects on here. Okay, very interesting stuff, and quite encouraging as well. Here, they are giving 2 million OPN, their native token, to the top 200 yappers on their 30-day leaderboard across 6 months. So, I've not checked. Let me check if I'm ranking. I've not done much with Open Ledger, but let me just quickly check their portal here. So that's how you end up qualifying for something without having earned YAPs. So you shouldn't be discouraged if you're not earning YAPs. Let me look at the 7-day here. And this tells you that you may want to target a less dominant project. You may have a chance with a project that doesn't have much traction. Okay, so 7-day here of the top 100. Let me see. Web3. Okay, I'm not in the top 100. It doesn't mean I'm not ranked. I've posted maybe once or twice. I may be ranked somewhere, but they are targeting the top 200. Only the top 100 is shown here. Okay, so who knows? I may be on the top 200. So very interesting there. Let's quickly look at these users here. Then I'll be ending the post thereafter. So let's look for posts relating to Lombard. I don't know. This user is not a frequent poster like that. Let's see. So yet this user is number 1 on the Lombard dashboard. So I don't see any post about Lombard here. Wow, this is December, so no posts. So how is this user on the number 1 rank on the leaderboard, except replies are being counted? I'm not very sure about that. Let's look at highlights. Okay, replies April 3rd, April 4th. Wow, this is interesting. Not a frequent commenter either. So I don't know how he has managed to be on number 1 on the leaderboard. That's interesting. I don't know how. Interesting stuff. Let's look at this user. Like this Sir Joey user who is number 3. I know that user. So this user, Crypto Bull, uh wow. Okay, interestingly, let's look at followership. Doesn't have much followership, but is followed by Lombard. Interesting stuff there. Bullish on Lombard, followed by Lombard. I don't know if that could be a factor, a strong factor there, followed by Lombard. Okay, so let's look at frequency first. 8 hours ago, Lombard, he's also reposting this. Okay, not much traction on this post. Let's look at this. So a bit of traction here, but it's a thread. Okay, interesting stuff. So it does a lot of reposts of existing posts. Okay, so I made a guide on, I don't know if this is a post or a reply. Okay, it's a post. Interesting. How to mint. Oh, this is part of the, let's see, thread. Just a moment. Lombard. Multiply phi. Okay, so reposted someone. This is the third on the leaderboard, Sir Joey. Okay. So very short posts. Basically, short post reposting some other person's post. And he has been reposting the top 2 person, the top 3 person. Wow. Interesting stuff. Let's look at this user here. Follows me. Okay. So 13 hours ago. So reposted this. Just a moment. Let's see this. Okay. Okay. Lombard. So has frequency, has a lot of reposts. The publications are not so lengthy. Also has a lot of mentions. Not much interaction, you know, like a big user. So you can manage even with not very huge interaction. Very interesting. So I've got the gist now. It tells me a lot. It tells me a lot. Don't look at YAPs as your yardstick for success on here. You know, cover projects. Your target should be mindshare, positioning, and I don't know if there is another tool that can help one see the beyond the top 100. That will be a good tool to build if it doesn't exist, but that will give, you know, way more insight. Okay, very interesting stuff. So based on this, you know, you can definitely do well here in terms of positioning yourself for many airdrops. Mind you, not only this reward station references airdrops. Some of the projects here already have a token. For example, Say has a token. Say is giving out 25k USDC per month to the top 50 yappers. Wow, it's possible to be dominant here because Say They may not have that much coverage at the moment because they already have their token. So people underlook this. Meanwhile, it's a good resource for rewards, and it's also an interesting chain. This is another good one. 150k USDC prize pool across 3 months to the top 50 yappers. Wow, this is interesting stuff. Okay, many don't know this. Then the pre-TG category are projects that don't have a token. Some, like Kaito already has a token, but it hasn't been removed from this category. Wow, Linear is on Kaito. I didn't even know that. So they definitely, it's likely that they have a dedicated allocation for yappers. It's also interesting that Bungie is here. I've hardly used Bungie recently. You know, this tells me it will have a token, because I think they need to be incubated to be able to list on here. I don't think they are handpicked. So if they applied to list on Kaito in the pre-TG category, they likely will have a token. Wow, interesting. Let me put up. Okay, let's end this video. To get started, your invite will be in the description. Check it out. You know, get started as soon as possible. This is also your outlet to many projects, interacting with many projects, so you'll enjoy the whole situation. And it also gives you insight on the weightage or value proposition of a project in relation to social sentiment. You know, you can use it to add it as an index in your due diligence of a project to determine how it will fare post TGE. Okay, and if you're a builder, you gain some insight into some other dashboard you can build, you know, that will garner adoption. For example, a top 500 leaderboard for mindshare. That is a much needed tool. So okay, so bringing us to the end of this video, subscribe to Web3 Wikis on all socials, but very importantly, go to airdropc.com and submit your email, because I'm working on 100 solid airdrops, each with its own publication tutorial, which I'll be sending out soon. Submit your email here. I've already reached the 100 mark. I'm just writing the articles for each. Okay, then contact me using this contact form, this Telegram, or this Twitter. Stay awesome, take action.